Guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to discuss, if you're a wholesaler primarily, is it worth it to get your real estate license? Now, this is probably one of the most common questions that I personally get and that I see come up a lot in the industry. And this video is just going to be my opinion. Everybody's subject to their opinion. And I believe that you should get licensed if your primary business is a wholesaler. Honestly, I've seen it firsthand. You know, when you're prospecting, when you're doing marketing for wholesaling, there are just going to be those deals that just don't make sense to wholesale. You know, there's not enough equity in some scenarios, and some other cases, you know, the house is too new in order for you to make an aggressive offer because the house doesn't need any significant repairs. In that case, you would potentially be giving up on that lead because you can't do anything with it. If you had a real estate license, then you would be able to list the property for sale, or you could even refer it to a different realtor in your network or somebody else you know, and you guys could negotiate a referral fee to where you're still getting paid when that property sells. Now, it could be a nice additional income source. You don't even have to list. Even if you do referral only, you could easily bring in some nice extra cash, which will more than cover the cost associated with maintaining an active license. Now, when it comes to brokerages, there's two different types of brokerages. You have the brokerages affiliated with the MLS, and then you have non-affiliated brokerages. Now, the non-affiliated brokerages, 9 times out of 10, are going to be referral only, to where you pay $100, $150 a year, and whenever you have a referral, you fill out the form, the broker of that brokerage approves it, and then when the transaction closes, you get your cut of the deal. Now, if you wanted to join more of a traditional brokerage to where you do have MLS access, now you're going to have to pay those NAR and MLS fees, which in my experience will run you around $1,500 to $1,800 a year, depending on where you're located in the U.S. In my experience here in Naples, Florida, that's around the price that I pay to maintain access to the MLS. And there are a lot of benefits to having access to the MLS in the market that you're wholesaling. You can set up automatic email alerts when properties get listed, expired, so if you wanted to keep a tight eye on a certain market, you can do so. Now, another benefit to having access to the MLS is, like I mentioned earlier, you could list property for sale. You can call people up. You could schedule showings through Showing Time. If your board uses Showing Time for showings, you don't need another agent to get you in the houses if you wanted to make offers, even if you wanted to wholesale some on-market properties. And also, if you ever do have a buyer lead or family member that wanted to use you, you could be their buyer's agent, and you could also collect commission, and you could also refer out buyer leads as well. So there's endless amounts of opportunity to make money with wholesaling and the real estate license. I would recommend having both, and I would focus on one. If you're wholesaling, I would focus on wholesaling and either, you know, list a property here and there if it turns into that, or have somebody on your team that's a licensed agent that you could feed the listings to, and then you guys agree upon a referral fee that works for both of you. So just wanted to make that video. I highly recommend getting licensed if you're a wholesaler. A lot of benefits, a lot of education too. I personally got licensed when I was 18, and what I took away from that course was a lot. I learned about, you know, the process, closing, different types of contracts. It was super valuable for me, and I would recommend it to anybody else, because in this industry, you're always learning, and every transaction is different. So the more knowledge that you have going into it, I think the better off you'll be. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. And if you guys have any questions, like always, leave them down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.